But they're amazing.
Butts are pretty cool.
Welcome everybody back to Project YARE, where we're doing Black Clover
Butt stuff.
episode 9 and 10.
We're doing
What?
Black Clover butt stuff.
Yeah.
But Clover. You got a clover coming at your butt.
Black butt.
That'd be weird.
You can't say that on the internet.
You can't say black butt on the internet?
No,
Why?
because
Are you gonna make something racist now?
they'll yell at you for random things, even if it's not racist.
What about Asian butt? Can we say Asian butt?
Brown butt?
Yeah, because that apparently defines like 40 other people, and I don't know why.
Caucasian butt.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got one of those.
Asian butt.
Cock Asian butt, really?
Anyway, yeah, we just watched episodes 9 and 10, and guess what? Brad has something to say.
Wow, you never let anything just flow naturally. You always just want to stop it and be like, "Hey, announce the thing that you were gonna say." You ever think
Yeah.
about that?
Well, you could have recorded it and did it your own way, but you know.
Uh-huh. So basically, if you've been listening to these or whatever, and you're like, man, I wonder how these people feel about other anime, or like what their favorite animes are, to have a better gauge on how I might feel about them, I guess. I don't know. We
Brad
did a
hates Black
thing.
Clover.
Do what?
You hate Black Clover.
Yeah, I kind of do.
That's
I
not-
hate Black Clover. Nick seems to like Black Clover. AJ seems to like to hang out. So, you know, we made
hang
a-
out with your wang out.
anybody.
you can hang out with your wang out. You can rock out with your cock out. You can jam out with your clam out. You know, do whatever you want. Anyway, we made anime 3x3s of TV shows, and we're gonna make some for movies, where we talk about our favorite anime, and we're gonna put those out on the internet for people to look at.
And criticize and tell AJ or Brad that he's wrong.
I kind of want to hear some
what other
criticism.
people think.
Yeah, like if they look at our 3x3 and they go, but that show sucks. Put that, like, why though? Tell me. I want to know why you're stupid.
Yeah, give us an argument so we can tell you dumb. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. How dare you
Exactly.
not put King's Game at the top of your list?
God.
I'd put
so hard.
Alderman on the Sky right up there at the beginning.
You know, I
All
still
because
think
of
about
wolves.
that. I still think about that comment we got where somebody's like, finally somebody's reacting to this masterpiece. I'm like, I don't know if they're joking or not.
Yeah, I can't because texting is bad when it comes to sarcasm.
So anyway, guess
They
what?
might actually like that show.
AJ watched the show, so he's going to start out on what happened.
Did he really?
He said he did. He said it was uninteresting, so I want to find out what he thinks.
Yeah.
That's
It only took me 10 minutes.
crazy. Took you 10 minutes to watch 2 episodes? That's insane.
I got all the key plot points in there.
He read
I'll
a
tell
synopsis,
you.
probably.
On the
No,
second
I-
one, for episode 10, I did something I never do.
And you
I,
laughed.
s- I skipped the intro song and the recap to just get to the new shit, because I was like, oh shit, I'm running out of time. And then I realized I had way more time than I thought I did, and I didn't actually have to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so what happened, AJ, in episode 9?
In episode 9, it was really nothing. It was more or less Asta and Noel pretty much having to pull their own weight around there, more or less. Having to clean, having to get food, having to do all that.
That's not what happened in
Not
episode 9 at all.
At all. This is why I want you to do this, because it proves you didn't watch it.
And then they go to a new town.
I think you watched like episode 8.
No, I watched episode 9.
You sure?
9 and 10.
So
Because
what
they were
happened?
like out in the woods doing stuff, and then the fire dude or whatever he is was like given a backstory or something.
Kind of happened, but there was a lot.
It didn't.
Well, I mean, the episode starts with them being like, "We're going boar hunting," and then we watch Asta get beat up by a pig,
A bunch.
and then she tries to Noelle tries to shoot her magic at it, hits Asta because haha funny hijinks, and then Asta decides to pull out his sword and whack the pig. And I'm like, why didn't you do that from the beginning?
He did.
Fucking
Wait, he
moron.
did have his sword out.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did not.
I'm gonna have.
He did not pull his sword out until
Magnet
like
showed up.
after he got shot with magic, and then he was like, "I'm just gonna whack the pig with the sword." He was just running around without it.
Yeah, and I think at the end of that episode, they get to the town, and like all these people have been attacked by
That's like the middle.
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they after Asta like finally pulls out his sword and whacks the pig, I think Magna, something like that.
Magnum.
He
What, is
goes,
he a condom?
I don't know. Actually, when I hear the word Magnum, I just think of a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Magna.
Magna, okay.
PI.
They're like he's carrying one pig, and Asta's got like 4, and then Noelle's just kind of in the middle, and he's telling them the story of the old man in the village that they're going to, who they killed these pigs for.
Yeah.
And they get there, and the town's covered in mist. And Asta's, he's like, use your sword to cut through the mist. And he goes, you can't cut through mist with a sword. And he's like, yeah, but you can cut through magic. And he goes, oh yeah, I forgot I could do that.
In the Japanese version, it's worse.
And then they go in, and they see all these villagers, and they're all like sad and crying. And they see some ice blocks, and they're gonna die. And he throws some fireballs, and then the old man that he was telling the story about, who he says he respects him almost as much as Yami. He's deader than fuck. As soon as they get there, he's just like super dead.
Fucking dead.
Yeah, he's just fucking dead.
And it turns out the village was attacked by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you know what? I'll accept that.
And the guy shows
up. Here I thought he was battling the Equalizer because he had to fucking watch out. He's like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, he walks.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the Equalizer, but I don't. That's the one with Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah.
That's
like
a good movie.
He sets a timer, and then he's like, all right, 12 seconds, and then he like kicks people's asses. But and here he's like, you're gonna die in like a minute, and he has a stopwatch.
Yeah, I didn't. That was a weird character trait. And he's like, I don't like it when people waste my time. Also, people aren't people because they're pigs, because we're like magic and they don't have magic, so they're
beasts. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
another hierarchy of society in the Clover.
It's the same hierarchy.
Yeah, they're like,
you
poor fucking beasts. You can't do nothing but survive on magic.
It's the royals with magic, and then everybody who's not them.
Yeah, and then at the end of the episode, you know they're fighting this motherfucker, and they're all about to die, and Noelle's like,
Noelle finally gets her water. She gets the guy was like, leave now, and you'll survive. And she's right. He's right. I'm a noble. I can't die here. I'll just leave. And this little girl grabs her jacket and goes, help. And she's like, oh man, this peasant's begging me for help. I have to help. And then she gets a new spell, and it's like a water shield. And
she's like, oh, little beastie asking for help.
And I'm like, what the fuck was that? She's like, I'm gonna leave. And then she's like, but don't though. And she's like, okay. And now I can use magic correctly. It's like, what the fuck even just happened?
And then that's where the episode ends. And then
what were you saying, AJ?
I said, don't you just love those character enhancements?
Yeah. It's very serious character development.
Well, they explain it. They explain it in the next episode.
I'm gonna leave. Please don't. Okay.
They explain that like mature growth and under extreme circumstances.
They didn't explain that at all.
They did
What's
too.
Funny?
Unless they explain that in the bit that I skipped in the beginning.
Oh well, yeah. You skipped that part.
Because I skipped straight to after the intro. Because there was like 3 minutes before the intro started.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was all just recap, so I skipped past it.
Yeah.
Anyway, episode 10 started.
Yeah, it
'Cause
did.
it just leads right into a fight. So, I mean, like...
It's still the same fight.
Yeah.
Again.
Except Asta's getting his ass beat like a little bitch.
Well, he doesn't get his ass beat at first.
What? He storms through, slips on ice, can't kill the guy.
He hits him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he did it." And then he goes, "Oh man, I slipped on some ice that killed my momentum."
Yeah.
And then he starts getting his ass kicked, but he just keeps getting back up and going, "I'm not done yet." And
Believe it.
Then he gets hit again. He's like, "But I'm not done yet." And then he gets hit again. He's like, "But I'm not done yet."
And then he gets hit again, and somebody says, "Kid, I think you're done."
Oh, then he stays down for a minute, and then Magna comes out, and he's like, "A real man never gives up till the bitter end," or some shit. And he's like, "I'm gonna throw my big fireball at you." And he's like, "That's pathetic," and he like blocks it, but not really, because his plan was to bounce it past him and have Asta use his sword to hit him in the back.
And then double the power and send it back.
And it totally worked.
Yeah.
And then he puts him in a fire. I don't know if they referred to it in like this in Japanese, but in English he called it fire bondage style, which I found kind of funny.
I think so.
Fire bondage sounds definitely like a Japanese thing.
Just need the candle wax.
Yeah.
And some sparklers.
What would you need sparklers for?
Why wouldn't you need sparklers?
To make it more American.
Anyway,
You know how much bondage porn you've seen, but they don't normally bring out sparklers.
One guy escapes.
He did do that.
And then they bondaged all the dudes up, and they're like, "Yo, you're gonna spill your fuck guts."
And he's like, "Fuck you!" And then they all killed themselves.
No, he was like, "Yeah, I will spill my guts," and then
That's not what he said in English at all.
No, but I mean, basically the magic.
In English, he's like, "You're gonna spill your guts," and he went, "No, I won't." And then he activated the thing and killed himself.
Yeah, like a magic item in his stomach. Yeah.
Yeah.
He broke his cyanide pill.
Basically,
yeah.
And all of this was for the magic stone
that the bird has.
That the bird found. So when the bird first flew up in the air, and it glowed, and then he landed in the building, I thought it was like a stone tablet. Like I thought it was really big, right? Yeah. From the shot they showed, and then they showed the bird with it in its mouth, and it's like the size of a quarter. And I went,
beating the shit out of Asta with it.
Yeah, and they had this like rousing little talk with the kid where they're like, "You could be a magic knight too if you don't give up and you believe in yourself and you're like a cool guy.
You ain't a little bitch. Stop crying."
Yeah. Don't be a little bitch like me.
Right, and then they cut to the bad
guys. They cut to the bad guys, and they're like whatever, they can keep the stone. We'll get it later. And then it does like this close zoom in on the emblem on his jacket, and I was like, "Am I supposed to know what that is? Because I don't."
It'll probably start off the next episode.
And I googled it real quick, and it's the emblem for the
Eye of the Midnight Sun.
For one of the other guilds. It's the one that Yuna joined, I think.
Yeah, the Golden Dawn.
Yeah.
So you always know
them.
Yeah, you always
They're the bad guys. Who could have figured?
They're not the bad guys. Calm your fucking titties.
I wouldn't be surprised. He seems to be a member, which means they're the bad guys.
He is, but he isn't. Like, it's hard to explain.
He's got an emblem on his jacket, and he's the bad guy, so he's a part of that.
Do you want me to tell you?
We're still like, what, 100 episodes from actually seeing what happens, or is it more?
What I'm doing right now, Nick, is I'm speculating. If you tell me whether or not I am wrong, it ruins my enjoyment of guessing.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna tell you shit. But anyway, will we even make it that far?
Who knows?
My guess is Brad's, it's no.
If it takes another 100 episodes for this to resolve, probably not.
No, it won't take that long. Shit, if I could just remember everything.
Do you hear me, Brad?
What?
Ray says, yeah, it's pretty far into the future before.
They're trying to. He said the resurrection, so I think they're either trying to resurrect. They're probably trying to resurrect the demon thing from that they keep showing in the intro. Because why not? What else would they be resurrecting?
They could be resurrecting the demon before that.
No, because we're gonna learn who a lot of them are pretty soon.
A lot of what are?
Like who everything is. Like, I think the next major thing is there's a dungeon, and then you fight like.
Anyway, so my guess is that they're trying to resurrect the demon that they won't stop showing in the beginning for some reason. Probably so you know what's happening when they resurrect it.
About episode 25.
They don't want you to forget. They're like, hey, remember this demon thing? Hey, remember this demon thing?
We know you do.
Like, imagine if they showed it in the first episode and then they never showed it again, and then they resurrect the demon thing. You're like, wait, what's that?
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, that thing that was in the middle for like the first season of the show.
Weird.
Huh.
Think of another show that's just like blatantly like, hey, remember this for later on at the beginning of every episode, and I just can't think of one.
Okay, anyway, so yeah, that was episode 9 and 10.
We finally had
there's more action.
Conflict of some sort.
Yeah, there's more action.
And even then, it's the same conflict again. It's just poor people versus not poor people. That's all this show ever does.
Yeah,
it's always just poor people.
No, it's not.
What?
I said no, it's not.
What do you mean, no, it's not?
Not all. You're literally only 10 episodes in, bro.
Every conflict that has happened so far has been for the exact same reason. Poor people and not poor people. It's all it ever talked about.
Well, this conflict, they weren't even... Okay, we don't know the conflict, all right? The conflict...
That was the conflict.
No, dude.
They got
they
there,
were there for something.
And they're like, we're going to just kill them because they're poor people and they suck. That's all they ever talk about.
You believe
Episode
that?
before that, it's like, oh, you're poor and you suck. Oh, you're poor and you suck. Oh, you're poor and you suck. That's it.
And you believe that?
That's all they ever talk about.
No, it's not. This fight, he only told them that so they... Because he didn't want to answer their question.
Answer what? He asked them.
They asked him,
why are you slaughtering all these people? And he's like, because they suck and they'll be a waste of my time.
No, it's because it won't tell him where the thing he wants is, which is that stone.
Right, I understand.
But he's not going to blatantly tell him that.
Right, I understand that. But they always talk about poor people.
Because it's convenient, Brad. It's a convenient
every single time. Every conflict that has happened so far in this episode has been because people are poor. Or not this episode, this show.
I mean, it's like Americans.
It's like because
like,
poor.
Why'd you throw out the Indians? Oh, because they're poor.
That was what? That's not why that happened at all.
Because we're half British and we want to own everything. Get the Indians out.
That's not how that happened at all.
So you're saying we didn't push them out?
We did push them out. We pushed them out multiple times from multiple places.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because they were poor.
They were savages. No. You don't get to justify, oh, they attacked us. You weren't around then. Anyway,
I mean, the whole thing with the gold rushes was they just found gold where we forced the Indians to go there. Then they found gold there, and then we were like, oh shit, and we kicked them out again. So we could have the gold that was there.
And now they have all the casinos, and we're fucking dumbasses and go there.
Well, that's not...
What?
Not every tribe has casinos.
And that has been a Project YARE production.
And you're not necessarily an idiot for going to a casino.
You're an idiot if you go there and lose all your money.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to lose.
Yeah,
Well, you could be in a casino for 10 minutes. It could feel like 10 years.
Sure, but that's not what we were talking about.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
If you have anything you'd like to mention about the mistreatment of Native Americans within American soil,
Please
leave it in the comments below.
so we can delete it later.
Thanksgiving is racist. You're wrong.
Yeah, turkey
might
leg
be a
never
little
did
bit.
nothing.
It might be a little bit if you think about it.
Why? Because pumpkin pie?
Yeah, because pumpkin pie.
I believe that.
Pumpkin pie is disgusting, and people who like it are disgusting.
Thank you.
I just find it like, why pumpkin spice?
Apple pie is where it's at.
Ooh, cinnamon apple pie.
Cinnamon is part of an apple pie.
Yeah,
Apple pies have cinnamon in them by default.
Now, wait. Do you like apple pie with like a crumb topping, or just like a pie crust on top? Like, how do you
Either
like your
way.
apple pie? I like the crumb topping, because it's got a little more crisp. It's kind of.
I like them both.
I like the apple pie that looks like Appleton in Pokemon.
I like boogers. That's so gross. Anyway, bye. Have a wonderful time.